Now, world leaders are meeting in Paris today to discuss a new global plan to tackle climate change. The last major climate talks in 2009 ended without any meaningful agreement. This time, hopes are high that a deal can be done. Here's the United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon.
This time, I'm optimistic that we will be able to have an ambitious and robust universal climate change agreement. I think that all the stars are aligning in one direction.
Let's get a word with Dr. Paul Williams, a climate scientist at the University of Reading. Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning, Adrian.
And I know you were one of the reviewers as well of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, so one of the landmark reports into climate change. Why is this so important, Paul?
Well, it's important because of the impacts that could be had on our lifestyles if the temperature keeps on rising. And we're talking about, all of the things we all know about changing weather patterns, more extreme weather, heat waves, flooding events. What a lot of people don't realise about flooding is that for every 1 degree Celsius of warming in the atmosphere, it can hold 7% more water vapour. So if you think of the atmosphere and clouds as being like a sponge, we're just allowing that sponge to hold more water in it so that when it does rain, you've got that extra rainfall coming out, 7% more, just increasing flooding. We've also got things like sea level rise and some lesser documented impacts. I've been looking at atmospheric turbulence, and there's some evidence now that aeroplane flights are getting more turbulent as the climate changes and the jet stream changes as well. So potentially lots of important impacts for us there.
And you're convinced, A, that this is something that we as human beings have caused through burning fossil fuels, and it's something that we can change by burning less of them? Yeah.
I mean, and the question I ask when talking to people who are a bit more sceptical about the science is, what would it take for climate scientists to be wrong about how the world has been warming? Well, what that means is that all of the temperature readings from thermometers would have to be wrong, all the satellite observations, all the tree ring records, all the sea level rise records, all the satellite pictures of melting ice. I mean, these individual records on their own certainly aren't perfect, but the probability of all of these different independent records all being wrong together in the same way, that's just exceptionally unlikely, and the probability of that is so small that we can safely rule it out. It really is the case now where the science is settled that it's carbon dioxide emissions that have caused the majority of the climate change that we've seen.
Well, Paul, we may speak to you later in the week. We'll see what the politicians have decided in the next few days and get some reaction to you from you on that. But thanks for joining us this morning. Dr. Paul Williams on these climate change discussions ongoing in Paris this week. We shall see what the politicians, Barack Obama, David Cameron and Vladimir Putin amongst them decide.